Hello and welcome back to Vintage Farming. Right, we're just making our way in this lovely May day up to the farm to collect the weeder, because I imagine the oats are ready to be de-weeded. So that is what we will do right now. That's the first job of the day. It is quite early in the day, but the sun has come up quite early in the day, so that's good. Good for us. Now, was there another... We should swing by the shop, though, to buy another thing of herbicide. Because we'll probably need it. That is a much bigger field, so yeah, we'll definitely get another one of them. This one's all ready to go. We're just waiting on it. Do some peas, that'll be grand. And yeah, we'll see how that harvester goes. If it's rubbish, then we'll just not do peas ever again. We could do spuds with it, I suppose, but again, if it is rubbish, then we won't. However, I'm not against doing a bit of potato manual labor. I know we've done that in previous vintage series, so maybe it's some sort of a tradition to do at least one very difficult potato harvest. It just feels like a vintage tradition at this point with yeah, very small kit and that. I know that we're kind of beyond that already with this series, but that is fine. So we'll see what happens. Right, let's get the small... I think it's here. There we are. We'll get this fella. Just the one for now. Should be fine, considering the capacity that we have in the spray, which is, I think, 400 litres. So it's very small. Very, very small. So we'll get that loaded into there. Brill. That should be plenty. Right, I also just want to check before the day kind of goes on of what contracts are available. That one still is. It's mowing now. There were bales there. I probably could have done them, but nevertheless, yeah, I was hoping for some kind of drilling contract or something. Because we do have a fairly decent sized drill, but not anything else, really. We will be able to possibly do harvesting contracts as well soon, but we do have our own harvester and our own fields, so we might have to do that instead, but we shall see. If that other harvester ends up being alright and we buy it in the future, the harvester I'm on about, by the way, is the... there's like 4 lads in the cab of a lorry, and they just hang out the side and then pick up veg and spuds and all that. So if it checks out, that one, then possibly, yeah, we will use that again in the future. But for now, we do have our other arable to focus on, the oat and all that, and then we do have a crop rotation sort of loosely in plan for the oats and all that as well. So we shall see how that comes along. We do now have that big area that we need to clear the wood chips. That's another nice longer term goal that we have. Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing proper wood chipping on this series. So we shall see how that all goes. It's all coming together. Vintage, as I've said many times, is meant to be slow paced and kind of just chill, to be honest. No yeah, nothing really one way or the other, you know. All of my series are relatively chill. I don't really care to... we're not going to destroy anything here, are we? No. Yeah, nothing really, like I say, min-maxing or anything like that, because it's not really... I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to sell produce and things at the best possible price. I mean, that just, to me, is not min-maxing, but just logical. Because there is a bit of strategy in that, I suppose. It doesn't have to be a min-max approach, because if it was, then I probably wouldn't be using a sprayer on this field right now. Probably opt for a weeder, but I just can't be bothered. So here we are. I'm trying to think of what else I can ramble on about before we crack off into a small time lapse, but I think that's it for now. Oh right, the other thing we're going to do before we do anything else after this, though, is to load... I just want to try and keep on top of loading pallets onto the lorry. I did rectify the greenhouse as far as what it's producing, so it's not going to be producing chilies anymore, just lettuce, and peak lettuce as well, so it's going to be even more yielding with the one, because we'll only have the one crop growing, so we'll get more out of it that way, but 2, the greenhouse is running on not just water but seed and fertilizer as well. So yes, it is a bit more of an expense, but we do get a nice chunk of cash from those lettuce pallets that we do sell. And I think when we get down there, we'll check to make certain that the greenhouse has seed and fertilizer and all that, because if it doesn't, then we'll replenish it before we start loading. But this is a bit difficult to see where we've been. I'm sure if need be, we can always just have a cheeky peek at the map to confirm. But yeah, I think we can now crack on with the time lapse. Right, there we go. I think that's the weeds dealt with. Let's have a look and see that it is sorted. Very nice. Yep, nice. So yeah, we definitely didn't have to use that much herbicide for that, but doesn't matter because it's done now. Yeah, I think this small, very tiny strip of grass here is someone saying to expand the field, which you could do, yeah, but again, what a faff. So yeah, probably not. If we did own some of these trees here, oh right, so right, I've just remembered something that I did want to do, because these trees, if we own that small patch here, would be more logistic to extend the field at that point. Okay. Right, before we move on from here, I just want to see if this batch of trees is also sort of in cahoots with this batch of trees. What I might do is try and sort out a number with the landowner of that land, because that is a massive land that is owned. It's basically every forest for 920,000 euro. Massive. If you know, it would be wicked is to find the value of these, like the size value of this area and this area, and I could calculate how much those on their own would cost, and I could buy them for that. Unfortunately, I have no idea how you would check that. The only way I could actually, you know what, hang on a minute. The only way I could maybe do that is to sort of have a rough estimate. If we find, is there a bit of forest that doesn't have, okay, so this forest, for example, I would say, crikey, that's expensive. That's so much more than I could have thought it to be, but think of the cash from it. No, we'll make that money back and then some. So if 125, I feel like 125 is the same size as that, and that's what, 91,000. Right, here's my thinking on that. If we were to pay, because yeah, this is like a dedicated sort of forest area, whereas these are not. So the trees in there could be a bit different. That doesn't matter what kind of trees, but logistically, these two plots make more sense than getting a whole other forest plot. So if we were to pay, okay, here's a question I want to put out then. For this bit of trees, so this one right here, right, there's maybe a dozen trees, maybe 15 trees in there, give or take. If we were to, for this land only, we won't take advantage. If we want to expand into this area, then we would pay more, like on the other side of the track, but we wouldn't for now. Probably ever, to be honest. That's plenty of trees now. If we were to get this area here, so if we were to cut the trees and extend this field like that, see, that's a worthwhile extension, not this little faffy bit here, but this whole thing, plus buying this right? Because we do have this field here. That's part of our land now. But if we were to do this small patch of tree land here and then this small forest, what do you think would be a fair price to pay? That's my question I'm putting out for this episode. What do you reckon? I'm in no major rush for it, but for the long term of the series, I would like to own both of those chunks of land. In fact, let's go back to the farm and have a look at that other one. Because if it is similarly flat to the rest of that area, so kind of where towards the way of the greenhouse, and we were to buy that land. See, here's the thing though, if I pay 90,000 for all that, yes, we are getting a load of trees, but we still have to clear them first before we can actually get any cropping. Whereas it is a massive field, let's be honest, the massive field right next to the greenhouse, and the one that's kind of sort of seemingly should be part of our land anyways, but it's not, and for good reason. But that one does make more sense. We could do grass of it. So yeah, this area, this whole bloody thing here, all of these trees, but it's not flat at all. Well, debatably, but still, we could extend the field beautifully. Right, it goes all the way down to the... Oh, how lovely would this be? Have a field, it'd probably come to about here. Oh, that'd be wicked. Actually, that'd be really nice. And then it does level out towards the greenhouse. No, it doesn't at all. I definitely thought it did. No, I forgot about this. Oh my goodness. I definitely forgot that I put the greenhouse on a bit of a tilt, and yeah, I forgot about that. Nevertheless, what do you think? I do like that idea. It was a very good idea. To sort of look into this. That was from Wolverine, I want to say. Not the Wolverine, maybe. Who am I to say? Deadpool's mate. But yeah, I think if we were to get this, and I don't know that I would put any sort of shed or anything on it. Maybe a small portion of it could be leveled out for a small yard, especially since we have the greenhouse here now. However, what do you reckon? What do you think is a fair price for this land of trees that we're in right now and this small one here? Because we don't really need both, but think of it. Think of just the financial restitution of all those chips. I mean, yeah, we're going to be paying a lot up front, but then, like I say, we get field like 96 and it's 77,000. Sure, there's no trees in, but it's a big field. Bigger than these two combined, definitely. So what's a fair price for this and that combined? Let me know what you think. I'm keen to consider that as an option, though. I know we've started chipping up there, and I would like to chip at it somehow. That could be more likely to be a small sort of yard area, but we do actually own that. So I figure that could be a way to pay for this other land, possibly, with all the chips that we're going to be harvesting from there. Because yeah, I definitely think wood chips are going to be a good friend of ours in this series. Right, let's get this tucked away. We did all right there with the herbicide. We did have to go to the shop, obviously, and get a bit more, but that's fine. As you do, it's all part of the expenses, like 300 quid anyway, so it's not a problem. Now, as I said, we are here. We'll just park this up here. We are getting honey in, proper honey now. I think a big part of it was the fact that it was winter, and that's probably why. Goats are doing fine. I'm pretty certain. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, the grass just keeps on growing. And so do they, to be honest. They're massive now. 9 months. Their puberty levels are increasing. I think maybe maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 more months. I haven't really been watching it, to be honest, but they are producing more milk, which is really nice as well. I don't know, what does this hold? What does this hold in total here? Hang on, let's find out. This is... So I wonder what that's going to be. 600, you reckon? Or 1,000? Maybe it'll be 1,000 litres. Split amongst the 6 canisters. But for now, we are going to load some pallets. As I said. Oh yeah, so we do need to check the greenhouse as well, to ensure that all is well. Right, I was saying about putting that little harvester shed, but it's not a priority. It would take all the cash we have at the moment, so I'd rather not. So we'll get this open and see. Oh yeah, we've got heaps of seeds and fertilizer in there. I remember last checking it was like 1,000, and that was like 3, 4, 5 months ago. Right, chilies are no longer producing. Good, we're just focusing on the lettuce. I think a one and done sort of thing is nice. I think it's better overall. I really like this green. Look at it, how pleasant. Isn't it nice with a little scarecrow in? You got your little garden shed, some flowers and that. The bees coming through to help out. Oh my, how precious is that? Little lily pads floating about. Just serene. Have my tea here, you know, every night while I'm doing something with that box of strawberries. Yeah, indeed. Nice little snack. Okay. All right, let's get these pallets shifted and sorted and all that. Right, it would be nice to be able to adjust these tines, and I've said that before, but it is fine. I do keep forgetting to look at vintage forklifts, but I think it's just, again, it's an expense we don't really want to mess about with at the moment. Now these will sell at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Chilies and lettuce. We might as well load them together. Right, oh, there was I'm like, where are chilies? Right, let's look here instead. Chili peppers are best in January, and I reckon lettuces as well. Yeah, so we'll just load them together, that's fine. The reason I say that is because I want to try and load 2 at a time to see if we can, you know, just minimize faff a bit. Very touchy, this. Better than the Ursus for loading. And please, nobody said how much they missed the Ursus. Thank you. Make me feel bad. But no. No, this is a much better... Look at that. Look at the power of the massive Ferguson. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. As long as we don't tip while we're talking about it here, I should probably move this back a bit. My. I forget how good of jumpers we are in this, in 25. It's impressive. Very impressive. Okay, nearly. There we go. Right. Let's get that first one on if we can. I think we can go straight across to the other side. Just like Jimmy wanted us to do. Break on through. Right, there we go. I hope someone gets that reference. Anyways, oh right, you know, okay, so the other day, because yeah, by the time that this episode is released, it would have been a few days ago now, I did put out in both the Discord and on the community page a bit of a vote as far as potential other content. I would love for you to pop over to the community page and have a vote if you haven't already. If you have done, cheers, appreciate you. I was basically asking about what sort of other content, if at all, you would potentially want to see. Now I know, and I say this in the post as well, I know the reason that essentially all of you are watching this right now is because it is farming simulator content, which I absolutely understand, which is why I ask, because you are the reason I'm still doing this, so thank you for that, for one. But I just want to see if anyone is interested in any sort of variety at all. Not full variety, this is a farm sim channel, let's be honest. However, yeah, it's just been a while, so I had a... Oh no, stop it. Stupid thing. There we go. Right. Oh no, that's going to bother me. Gotta sort it. Yeah, sorry, distracted. Let me know your thoughts. I put a bit of a vote out there. I am quite a fan of an RPG, and it's been quite some time since I've taken the time to play one. But if there is any interest in watching me play an RPG, please do let me know. I am also going to be honest, it will be a slight bit different. The way I record will be the same, you know. I think, you know, you got to have a bit of humor in all things and have a laugh with it and that. But I feel like it would be a bit more raw in the sense that, like, it's an RPG, so in the heat of battle and sword fighting or whatever it might be, or gunslinging, whatever the game is that is chosen, if any. Oh, hello there. All right, I'll take you along. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is I've tried to keep this channel and my farm sim content as family friendly as possible, because I'm sure there are children that watch and don't necessarily want to, you know, say anything too naughty or anything like that. However, if someone is coming at me with a sword, or, you know, a mage or whatever is coming at me, I might get a bit taken aback, and you never know. Anyways, point being is, if you have any interest at all in seeing any other content, so the games that I've listed are Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I haven't properly gone through, and I am keen to start a hardcore mode playthrough on that, because yeah, that is just brilliant. So I think my first experience with that game with the hardcore mode would just be the best, the most authentic as well. And the other thing too is, like, these games, they do have, you know, swearing and all that, and imbibing and all things like that, and general tomfoolery, bloody hell. The other option was that I listed was Oblivion Remaster, so that would be cool. I haven't played Oblivion in many moons, and the remaster does look really good. I haven't even touched it. I don't even own it, to be honest, but I would for the purpose of all things. Like, I need an excuse to go and buy it. And finally is Red Dead Redemption role-playing. So, don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but there is a role-play online sort of element to it. I've never been an online games player, to be honest. Maybe the odd, like, Call of Duty back in the day. Actually, Gears of War. Does anyone remember Gears of War? Oh, that was a right good time back in the day. Oh, simple times, eh? Back on the old Xbox 360. Oh, brill. Anyways, yeah, so beyond that, Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Roleplay, rather, it's more so called, is top. It's absolutely brilliant. That would most likely, if I was to do any sort of series or anything like that, probably be a live stream, just because it's a bit unpredictable, and at times, because it is a role play, like, with other people, the story and all things can be a bit slower paced, which again is something that's right up my alley as far as storytelling. So that could be quite fun as well. That would probably be a live stream though. I don't know if I'd record that, to be honest. Bloody hell, we've got pallets for days and days here. Now, I shouldn't complain because it's all money in. But yeah, just keep loading and loading. So yeah, those are kind of the options that I'm considering. I haven't really checked the vote since I posted it, so it'll be a good opportunity to check that shortly. But yeah, please do let me know. I do value all of your opinions, because again, you're the reason that I'm doing this in the first place, and rather still doing it, to be honest. So many thanks to you for your support with all of that. Oh, and there is a final fourth option in the vote, which is, nah mate, just do farm sim, that's all I'll watch, which I respect, of course, or I wouldn't have put it as an option or be doing it in the first place. If, though, I will say, if I do any sort of other gaming content, just remember that it will be, right, that's going to bother me. I'm going to just be very strong here for a minute and push that big bloody bugger. Move it over. Yeah, there, get in. It wouldn't replace farm sim, just to let you know. It'd probably be maybe 1 or 2 episodes a week, and then the rest would be farm sim. However, the one thing that has me not wanting to do that personally is the fact that this is just one series on Farm Simulator, and I have a habit of, as soon as a new map comes out that I've been keen for, I want to do a series on it, which means that, you know, that we might have 2 series on the go, and that would mean maybe 2 or 3 episodes of one, 2 of another, and then 2 of another content, or possibly 3 farming simulator series. You see what I mean? There's options. And I've also realized that there are different color palettes, and I think that is absolutely amazing. That is such a cool small thing that I just realized now. there's like the cleaner looking pallets, like on those top 2 lettuce, and then the 2 that I have on right now are a bit darker, unless my eyes are deceiving me by some spell. Nope, definitely different. Right. Why does lettuce need to be... that's good. That's fine. Right. Cool. So I've rambled 12 pallets on. Very good. Please do vote in the community post or page post, whatever. Would greatly appreciate your feedback on that, or if there's another game you'd like to see, RPG or otherwise. I know there's been a few calls out for more ETS, which with the new wheel could be quite fun. But again, I feel like that is a better game for live streaming as well, to be completely honest. Which I'm not against adding in a live stream to the channel. So yeah, please do let me know all your suggestions, and do feel free to pop into the Discord as well, because that is a good chance to sort of put even more suggestions, modding suggestions, channel suggestions, having a good chat. If you need support with stuff, there's really good, there's people who know far more about farming sim than I in there, and they can help you out as well as I, and if not better, like I say. And yeah, just good community overall. So check it out, man. Right, okay, we're going to crack on with the time lapse. Right, well that was a rather quick time lapse, simply because of all that rambling and yapping that was done beforehand, but nevertheless it is done for now. So we do have, right, there is a chili pepper pallet, a half pallet nearly, being stored in there now. So when the time comes to sell these pallets, we'll get those ones sorted and sold directly. Now, I do quite like, look how much quicker that was without the Ursus. I mean, or rather not without the Ursus, but with the Massey. Incredible. We were able to do 2 pallets at once quite easily as well, I should say. And I'm very pleased for that. Look at that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, what do we do? Because that is the end of basically the jobs for May. So I feel, not just me, but May as well. Right. Let's have a cheeky peek here and see what is what. Because as I've said, please, okay, so yeah, please, so 2 things from this episode I'm calling out to help out with. 1, how much would you say that it would be fair to pay for this foresty area here and this forested area here? I say both. We don't need both at once. Maybe individually even, if we were to do one over the other. Because who's to say that we're going to keep field 90 forever? I do quite like it though, to be honest. I don't know, I like that we have to drive a bit out of the way. It is a bit of a faff though with the drill. Do you know what I mean? Like if we were to sell that, we could buy towards this in the future. I'm not saying sell straight away, because I do have basically a year or 2 planned with that field, essentially, just for crop rotation purposes. But yeah, this whole land is 920,000, so that's a lot, and obviously there's a lot of area. So even a tenth of that for these little lands would be, I think, excessive. Because I was thinking 90,000 for those 2 together, but that's insane considering all the other that you get for 10 times that, because that is not a tenth of that area. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to calculate it that way. But please do let me know your thoughts on that. The other thing as well is the community page post. Please do let me know about that, because I would love your opinion on it. You know, what kind of content you like seeing. Obviously you like seeing farming simulator content, because this is what you're watching, and that's why you're here, which is amazing, and I appreciate that. But please do let me know. Please, would really mean a lot to hear your feedback on that. Right, I do also want to just check before we crack on, because I think, Yeah, there's not much. I do love the sort of this map, like the interactive sort of map, because you see the train going, you sort of see, because I think in the older games it was just, it would just kind of show it. It wouldn't show like this, like the interactive, like a real, yeah, anyways. Right, anything, oh, there is. Sorghum, 66. We will have to use our own seed, but let's do it. We're going to accept it. We're going to accept that contract. And yeah, we didn't borrow. Okay, good. So yeah, we've accepted it. Does that mean how much time is left? Because that's absolutely fine. So base, how do we get there? Oh, right. We go down the road, down and then up the road and then there. Okay. Was that the field? No, I think 65 is one that we did a massive cultivating job. So at least that one will be much easier to deal with, but we still have to get the drill down and around. But that is absolutely fine. However, I think that's what we're going to save for the beginning of the next episode. This one has been good for getting the final weeding done of the season, well, at least of this season, planting season. And we've sort of got a few other things sorted as far as loading pallets and figuring out, you know, the little forestry area to see what is what. So again, please let me know about that. And then yeah, I did a bunch of yapping about the future of the channel, but that's important to do, and it's important to yap about it to those who actually watch the content, which is you. So thank you again for that, and thank you so much for watching this episode, and I do hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have done, a cheeky thumbs up always helps out the channel, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Until the next one though, please do take care, and bye for now.